Second thought.
Make me a sandwich!
It looks like some of the levels
Okay.
are locked.
Use the Gouda!
Baby. Scooby Dooby Doo. That's right. Here we are with our first PlayStation game. Not a popular PlayStation game, but the first PlayStation game nonetheless.
You know, it is.
This
what
is
it is.
Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase.
We literally just started and the cat started licking himself.
Yep. I see your foot already on the case. But this was the fourth of like the Scooby Doo movies. It was Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, and then Cyber Chase. Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase. Unfortunately, each movie got progressively worse.
Oh, well.
But like it's still a decent game. And look, the voice actors return. So it's like watching the movie.
Yeah, groovy. Like what's going on?
You okay?
I'm just chuckling at some of the graphics.
Oh yeah. Early PS1.
These were probably the shit at the time.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, sure, these graphics age poorly, but there was a time where it was just like, wow, this was state of the art.
Yeah.
3D animation, this is really cool. And now you look back and it's like 3D animation. Well, they tried. I'm gonna be sick.
I think it's just like the
All right.
jaggedness.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah. Jagged polygons.
Wasn't a ghost.
Because like they're very clearly the characters.
My handheld wireless communication system is going berserk.
I can accept
like
like
it's
its
been
faults,
zapped by
but
some sort
that
of
doesn't keep
virus.
me from playing.
Oh yeah. If the
I don't
game is
know if
good,
that
yeah.
If it's helpful that I grew up with them, but overall I'm just like, okay.
I'm sure that probably has something to do with it. So you have like the
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Because like there's people that's just like, I can't play at that. The graphics are ass. I'm like, sucks to be you.
Yeah.
I'll play it.
See, I don't think I would judge a game just by like the graphics or like the artwork.
Yeah, I think that's too shallow.
No. Like I still want to see, does it play well?
Exactly. The most important aspect of a game is being able to play it.
For example,
A phantom
Rayman.
virus.
Beautiful game, great music, great soundtrack.
But how are we going to capture the
Screw that
virus,
gameplay.
Fred?
Can we save it for the playthrough, please?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I agree with you. I understand, but like we need footage for evidence because a lot of people grew up with Rayman.
Yeah, and it is.
they're
It's the
probably ready to
rose-colored
whoop our
glasses.
ass.
Of just like, because I was the same way when we first started. I was like, oh, Rayman, I loved that game. Did I? Did
you,
I
though?
love the game? Or did I love the first level of the game?
Come on, guys. We can't do this without your help.
My gosh, do you want to play the game that never ends? The playthrough that never ends? I'll play Rayman.
Would you do it for a Scooby
Be longer than
snack?
Paper Mario.
We planned on doing like a first impressions
Yeah.
Would you do it
of
for two
Rayman, but
Scooby snacks?
a lot of things got caught up.
Oh, we
and,
should have
like,
done it while I was on my steroids.
For a whole box of Scooby
That would have been great.
Screaming at the TV with a roid rage, yelling at you to make me a sandwich.
snacks.
Second thought.
Make me a sandwich!
It looks like some of the levels are locked.
Use the Gouda!
Baby.
Try to get the other doors to open. Oh,
For any new viewers, I had some medical problems where my lungs were a little swollen, so they gave me steroids to bring the swelling down. I promise I didn't just like do steroids, you know, like they were prescribed by my doctor.
Oh my god. All right. So
Like, what
anyways,
kind of playthrough is this?
that's basically the gist of the story. There's like one long opening cutscene and a long ending cutscene.
Okay.
That being said, they hired these voice actors, so they're gonna use them. This is a chatty game.
Oh,
All
yeah.
throughout the game, the actors are talking or just like. Again, the studio is getting their money's worth. They're like, we paid for Frank Welker,
It looks like you've landed in Japan.
I mean, let's be real. Who else cares about the other ones?
Casey
Like,
Kasem. Sorry,
they have Frank Welker.
Yeah,
like
Frank
that's
Welker.
Phantom virus, it's sure to be one
I
of
say
the most
Welkner?
dangerous
You did say
threats.
Welkner.
Get moving, Scooby.
Who's Haley?
Shame. Oh my god. I just love how you caught that, Haley.
I was recording a script and I was trying to say Kaylee.
Mm-hmm.
I just came out Haley, and I was like, wait a minute, who's Haley? I don't know who that is.
Picking up
But
more
yeah,
than
this
one
game will
Scooby snack in a
explain
row will give you extra
everything.
bonuses. 100 Scooby snacks will give you an extra
If you collect
chance,
100
so try
Scooby
to
snacks,
collect
you'll
them
get
all.
an extra life. If you go across this gap, press the X
Scooby,
button to
when you
jump.
come to large
Okay.
gaps in the
Does
map,
it do that all the
be sure to
time, or
use
does
the
it just give you
X
one?
button to jump over them.
All the
Otherwise, you
time.
could fall
Ugh.
in.
Like it does it the most in the first couple levels, but it's still like every time there's something new, it tells you
See,
what's going to happen.
I don't necessarily mind if it's new, but it's like if every time I have to jump over something, it's like, if you'd like to jump, press X. I'd be like, oh my god, I can't do this.
But to attack in this game, you throw pies.
Aw.
Throw pies at your enemies. And yeah, this is a more of an adventure platformer game, not a mystery solving game. There's no clues you find or solving the actual mystery.
I feel like that's a
That-
missed opportunity.
Then the circle
That
button
was
once.
Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, along with quite a few other Scooby Doo games. I remember there was a Sega Genesis game that's apparently point and click.
Try throwing a
Oh.
pie
And
at
all
them.
it is
Hold
like
down
you
the
get a
square
scenario
button to
and
aim
you
the pie,
look for
then
clues,
release
point
the
and
button
click,
to throw
and then you put it
It's
together
a
to be
piece
like,
of
who
cake.
done it?
I just feel like that's the whole point of Scooby-Doo is
Yeah.
to solve mysteries and puzzles and...
Well, again, like the license was running dry because this was the last like direct-to-home video movie.
Okay.
And they were just like, let's just make a quick little platformer based
Yeah.
off this, because I mean, the plot of the movie is Scooby-Doo and the gang end up in the cyberspace
Okay.
in a video game, and the Phantom Virus.
I can honestly say I haven't seen too terribly many Scooby-Doo movies, except for the ones I've watched with you.
Well, I'd say Zombie Island is a masterpiece. Witch's Ghost is a fun time.
Yeah.
Alien Invader it's fine, and like this one's like
They tried.
they tried. Yeah. Like, there's some good moments, but of the whole, I'm just like, well, they tried. Too much of a good thing can sometimes be a bad thing. But I mean, there's ninjas in this level. So there's that. Ninja.
Ninja Warrior!
Ahoy. But this entire like aesthetic of like walking in a straight line and enemies along the way, it was its foundation began with Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
They started because like they didn't want you to move the camera like in Mario 64 or the other ones because technology was still kind
A
of
little bit janky.
rough. So some people were just like, we want to do an open world, and other developers were just like,
Yeah.
So they still have like the 3D, but you're still on a plane.
Two-dimensional
Yeah,
plane.
on a two-dimensional plane, so that the creators control the camera and where the action is going.
Okay.
You have no control of the camera. Because usually what happened was the case of Alice.
Yeah.
That was what would happen when a new developer was just like, oh, we have a camera.
Let's just free-for-all.
Yeah, let's just free-for-all, and then if they get sick or frustrated, it's on them.
Yeah.
Whereas, again, you said your favorite era are the 2D games, where, like,
Yeah.
it's just two-dimensional
Yeah.
plane.
See, I like the idea of the three-dimensional characters
Yeah.
and a two-dimensional plane.
Well,
Hat
at
in
this
Time does that.
Technology wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
By the time of, like, Hat in Time and, like, newer games around that era, that was when cameras
I
became...
just, to me, I really, really love looking at, like, the two-dimensional artworks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, those feel more timeless
Okay.
than, like, three-dimensional, because three-dimensional is always changing. It can
Yes.
always be improved. It's always getting better. It's always getting more realistic or more artistic.
Well, that's the same with,
Whereas,
like,
like-
2D movies and 3D movies.
Yeah.
As funny as Shrek is, you look back at the first Shrek and you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
Or
you
Toy
see
Story.
some of it and you're just like, oh.
That doesn't mean they're, like, any less good movies, but you do look and see the age, whereas Treasure Planet, Sleeping Beauty,
Yeah, they're timeless.
Pinocchio, like, they still look good.
Yeah.
And they're, like, well over 50 years
Yeah.
old.
It has, like, the timelessness quality to it.
Which, I mean, if you did another notch of fuck Rayman, I'm gonna do my 8-old notch of fuck the Disney remakes. Because that's another reason why they suck. They already age poorly.
Watch out for those sumo wrestlers,
Yeah,
Scooby.
I think that the remakes, honestly, like, the aesthetics are well done at certain points,
Yeah.
but it loses all of
Hey,
the soul.
Scoob, grab that box of Scooby snacks.
Absolutely.
It looks like it might be your
I
only way
couldn't
out there.
agree more. And one day, I'll do a follow-up video
Yes.
on just, like, getting it all out of my system. It'll be like my colonoscopy, my Disney remake colonoscopy. I'll drink the whole bottle and just pour it into that video.
Ooh, that's gonna be messy.
I think. But there we go. Final score. So every level has 2 stages and a boss stage.
Okay.
And there's a total of, I think, 7 levels in the game.
Okay, so it's a fairly small game.
It's a fairly short game, yeah.
Okay.
Not home yet, Scooby. It looks as if those boxes of
A couple
Scooby
Halloweens
snacks
ago, we went
advance you to the next level. You're
to a
still
costume
in
party as
Japan,
Velma and
so let's
Shaggy.
Yeah. Wonder if we still have that picture. We can maybe like pop it up at the end of this video. Or that'll be like our
I think
outro.
we do. Yeah, I think
Like,
we do.
click on the next video and you'll just see a picture of like you as Velma and me as Shaggy. Zoinks! Did you ever see like the first, it's weird, the live action movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar
Yeah.
and Matthew Lillard?
Yeah, I've seen all
What
of
did you
those.
think of that movie? That raunchy.
Whenever I was younger, like when it first came out, I liked it.
Okay. It is a bizarre. I'm like, how did this ever leave the storyboard?
I mean,
Wow.
what about it is raunchy?
From like Scrappy Doo peeing on Daphne to like when they switch bodies and Fred's like, oh, I get to look at myself naked. And like they hotten up Velma.
That was weird, but I understand why they did it.
Okay.
Because they were trying to hook her up with the guy.
But like there's just a lot of like adult humor. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
I definitely
wow.
think that there's some adult humor there. But as a kid, you don't necessarily
Right,
think of
yeah.
it like that.
But I'm just like, this is a dirty movie.
Like, if I watch it now, I'm like, really?
Whereas
really?
when we go back to Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, it's dark, but it's not like raunchy or
Yeah, there's not, like, gross humor.
Yeah. At least from what I remember, and we watched it recently.
I don't know, we watched it over a year ago.
You saw Scoob. You saw Scoob.
Yes, I
didn't watch
watched Scoob. It was okay. I mean, like, it's
They tried.
definitely not for our age group.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's for the next generation of Scooby-Doo lovers, which is perfectly fine. Like, you know, I'm glad that Scoob is still living on.
I just find it funny that that was the first time Frank Welker's like, can I still be Fred? And they were just like, no. Because, like, for so many times, they're just like, we want a new Fred. Frank's like, I can do it. And they're like, fine. This
Well,
was
I
the
feel
one
like-
time where they're just like, no. He's like, then can I be Scooby? They're like, fine, be Scooby. Leave us alone.
Well, I think the main thing was, like, they're significantly younger.
Yeah.
So, like, this group is, like, fresh into high school.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone that sounds like Frank Welker does,
Yeah.
he doesn't sound like a high schooler.
Right.
You know? Especially, like, for today's era of high school
Whereas,
kids.
like-
Like, they have the bad guy dab. Like,
Yeah.
it was very young. I had to watch it in, like, 3 different sessions because I was just like, all right, I'm bored. Like,
See, whereas, like, I understand that reasoning and I believe it, but I also think it's the same reason why Chris Pratt is voicing Mario. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, we want a big name. Frank Welker's
Yeah.
not really a big name. It is
Yeah.
for, like, the voiceover community.
Right.
But for the general public, it's just like,
they wanted, what's his face? Zac
yeah,
Efron.
Zac Efron. And it's like, well, okay.
And it's like, that's fine. And I mean, he did an okay job. Like, Fred honestly isn't one of the
Detecting even
popular
more danger
characters in that movie anyway. It is mainly focusing on Scooby and Shaggy.
Okay.
So it's like the other characters are there,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not like dead center. They're not. It's not the gang.
Gotcha.
They also had like a really weird moment with Simon Cowell. Like,
Simon Cowell?
yeah.
They're still making Simon Cowell jokes?
Oh my god. Like,
I remember when that was a thing. They did, like,
So,
a
like,
whole parody in Shrek
spoilers.
2.
Spoilers here. So sorry, but it starts out with like the mystery gang wants to get sponsored so they
Okay.
can get money,
Okay.
and Simon Cowell offers to sponsor them, but the stipulation is Scooby and Shaggy aren't allowed to be a part of the gang.
Oh.
So, and then they're like, fine.
Well, look out for that guy.
and basically Scooby and Shaggy leave. And then it turns out that he's the bad guy in the end. Like,
Simon Cowell?
yeah.
Oh,
Like, it's just
geez.
weird.
Did they actually get Simon Cowell to voice
Yes.
Simon Cowell? That's impressive.
Simon Cowell definitely like loosened up once he got married.
Is that what did it?
Yeah, he
'Cause
got
apparently he's, like-
married and he turned like soft.
That happens to a lot of critics.
Yeah.
Like Yahtzee, I don't know if you know him, but he does these things called zero punctuation where he talks real fast and reviews video games. He's settled down, he's a father now, and like he's just like he's still quippy and stuff like that, but he's like a lot
You can definitely
less
tell like
bitter.
yeah. I think that just happens to people in general with age. Yeah, you get older and you just kind of like calm down a little bit.
You mellow out.
Yeah.
All right, so time for our first boss battle.
Ooh.
Looks like
This
he's
is
attacking one of the
Samurai.
Phantom Virus's main bosses. Defeating him should get you out of Japan and back to safety.
So yeah,
Scooby.
I feel like this is a game that like you'd be good at, like really like rock and
Thanks.
roll with as a platformer. One, there's no camera,
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that. Two, all the bosses, 3 pies and they're done.
Okay.
Just hit them three times. It'll say chance, and that's when you throw a pie at them.
Are you ready, Scooby?
And yeah, you have pies that you can just collect and keep hurling at enemies. You have a butt bounce if we run out of pies. And look how many lives I got. So
Yeah.
it's a fairly simple game. A couple like weird jumping mechanics in certain levels, but like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Just like every once in a while you'll be like, I jumped there. That's not fair.
I like that the samurai walks around like, where'd that dog go?
Yeah. Where'd the big old dog go? That's because he has that big old helmet. He's
Yeah.
losing those peripherals. Oh my god. There was one time when in college I was shooting for like a horror movie and I had to like dismiss being the guy behind the mask because I just couldn't see. And I got very quickly dehydrated.
Oh, for sure.
So I said, all right, someone else is going to wear the mask and stuff because like it was just hard.
Yeah.
Like how narrow your line of sight is.
And
There
now we
go.
know why Michael Myers is so angry.
Exactly.
Why he takes his time getting to where he needs to go.
Yeah.
He knows that bitch
He
will
catches
trip.
them anyways.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to save our game, and in the next part, we're going to go into level 2. So I'm thinking each level will be 1 part.
I like it.
That's the plan. All right, folks, we'll see you guys in the next part. Scooby Dooby Doo.
Doodles.